This is what happens when you open your mail? Oh my god!
You shouldn't say negative things about my book.
Oh, he took my ribs.
I am not the young woman I once was.
Put that thing back where it came from or so help. Hey, I'm Rachel, this is Let Me in the Library, and I'm gonna be honest with you, while I was editing this vlog, I realized I had a really bad intro, so I'm refilming it right now. Hi, and this is my little vlog for Bookopolathon, the 48-hour readathon that happened
Several months
ago. I had a really fun time doing this readathon. It's a very short weekend time for you to pick up a bunch of books, but you don't know what you're going to be reading ahead of time, so it's very spur of the moment, and it's a lot of fun. This is hosted by Becca from Becca and the Books, and she has these Bookopolathon boards that look like Monopoly boards, but they have spots for books that you have to read, and throughout the course of the readathon, dice will be rolled to move along the board, and that will help you pick out the books prompts that you'll have to read for. So at the very beginning, we got 2 prompts off the bat ahead of time, and the rest of them were just as the readathon's going, so you don't know what's going to happen. I actually also was invited to be on one of the live shows for Bookopolathon, so I was on Vicious channel, and during that time I was there with a bunch of other friends, and we did some truth or dare type of little games in between the reading sprints, so that was a lot of fun. I was really glad I got to participate in that, and it was just a really great time. That being said, past Rachel, take it away.
Hello world. I'm apparently vlogging, because it's the Bookopolathon, 48 hours. It's a special weekend version of Bookopolathon that's happening this weekend, and I was actually invited to come be on one of the live shows, which is about to start. So of course, I randomly was like, why don't I vlog? So, first off, for people who don't know what Bookopolathon is, essentially this is something run by Becca from Becca and the Books, and she has this cool little TBR game where there's a Monopoly board, but instead it has book prompts for everything, and every so often throughout this readathon, there are different rolls, so she will roll on the boards with some dice and then land on the spot and tell everybody this is the prompt that you'll have to read from. So the first initial drops, or rolls, or whatever it is, already took place, and the 2 prompts for that, first off, is to read a pretty short book, so something under 300 pages, and the other one was to read a book that's about gods. And these are very flexible, and you can also double up. For my short book, I think I've settled on Bitter by Akweke Emeze, because I've been trying to read this for a while, and I don't know why it's taken me so long, but I finally have the audiobook. It's expiring in 6 days, so I'm going to try to get through that through these sprints and stuff. But I am actually going to be on sprints on Vicious channel, and we're going to be doing dares, and just having a good time. Excited to do it, and yeah, okay, so I'm going to go log on to be on there. I guess I should give you thoughts so far. Okay, thoughts so far. I don't know, I think I'm like 3 or 4 chapters in at this point, and definitely enjoying it. This is also the sequel to Pet, by the way, which is very good, and I loved it. So I read that a while ago. I reread it kind of recently in preparation for Bitter. Also, I'm hoping to read the Lighthouse Witches during this readathon because I have to read this for the Winers Book Club I'm hosting on my channel, and I keep pushing the date because I haven't read it yet. But this is supposed to be, like, about these little wildling children, perhaps, that have taken the place of some other kids, and, this long-lost sister trying to find her sisters thinks maybe they've been replaced by these wildlings, and doesn't know if she can trust them or not, after many, many years of them being separated, and after being lost. And yeah, okay, I have to go run to the show, but thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we get a lot of reading done over these next 48 hours, or less than that. Alright, bye!
Hello.
It worked!
Alright. How did we all do?
Oh, okay, just immediate panic.
Which one? Yes, let's put me through a situation. I mean, it would probably be me dressing up as Mike Wazowski for Reader's Scare and then having to read the Barbarian smut in a Mike Wazowski accent the whole time for like a good 4 paragraphs.
That was dirty. You are so dirty. I tell him, put that thing back where it came from or so help.
That is like one of my favorite bookish memories.
When I first started doing BookTube, I was just like, I'm gonna do as many creative things as I could think of. So one of them was like, I'm gonna take this readathon, which was the Sea Maiden-a-thon. It was like a mermaid themed readathon, and I was like, I'll make it The Little Mermaid. So I'll make a parody of the song Part of Your World, but I'll just make it all the prompts. I'm not a part of this readathon. No one asked me to do this. You know, if you do like the BookTube newbie tag, they're like, what's something new that you'll bring to BookTube? And I was like, oh no, I have to be different. So I just decided to do the most. So I played the piano, and then I did the vocals, and then I did a whole music video type thing. No, that one's definitely embarrassing. That was one where I clicked post, and I just was like, I'm never looking at this. I'm never looking at this ever again. No.
YouTube channel or Instagram?
Yeah, does this still exist?
Yeah, no,
Oh, I'm
it's...
pretty sure Christine has it saved on her phone. I
Christine-
will text her right now.
Christine has
Don't
put
worry.
it in her own private playlist 8 times in a row. What are friends for?
Back to it.
Alright, dare.
Everyone Oh no.
Okay.
Okay.
That's very entertaining.
Now you have to tell us your most embarrassing story
While you're balancing it.
Someone on Twitter commented on how the hating game is so good, and then I commented saying, yeah, but I don't know if I want to read 99% is mine, and the author commented down there afterwards, and she was like, you shouldn't say negative things about my books.
About my books? How dare you say that about my book?
I know, I didn't know you were in this conversation.
Oh my god. Okay, so I was having some technical difficulties. My computer died. I had to switch to my tablet for the rest of the show, but it's been going well. We did a couple of little truth or dare activities so far, and they've been very fun, and I've actually had a lot of time to get this reading done. We've been doing really big chunks of 40-minute sprints, which I like. It's very structured, and we get to chat in between, so that's fun. But definitely getting a lot read. I'm more than halfway through Bitter at this point, which is way more progress than I've made with it in a really long time. Obviously helps that I have the audiobook, but also I think I'm just moving through it very quickly. It helps that this is a YA book, so I think it's spaced out more than I'm used to seeing on a single page, so I can definitely just pretty much read it in chunks and then go, because I kind of am a speed reader when I actually do sit down and read a book, and it's not complicated flowery language to dissect, so it's pretty good in that way. 25-ish minutes left on the sprint, so let's see how much more I can read, and I'm excited to continue on with this and then hopefully move into some other things. Oh, okay, my computer has yet another error. It literally just occurred to me that I can use this book for both prompts because Bitter is short, and A big part of Pet and Bitter, because it's a prequel and it involves a lot of the same stuff, is angels. And angels traditionally may come from something like heaven, which is often ruled by a god or number of gods. So I feel like this definitely works for that prompt. So as long as I finish this book, which I'm pretty close to doing, I have this much left, I'm gonna be done with both of those prompts, which is great, and then I can move on to the next thing, because I can definitely double up, and I'd be very happy to. I can finally finish this and get it off of my TBR, because it's been sitting there since, like, February, I think, or whenever this came out. So, yeah, just sharing. I just realized that, so that's exciting for me. Okay, back to reading. I have 10 more minutes-ish left, 12 more minutes left, and I'm on page 155. So let's see where I can get at the end of this. I have a theory about a character that I am reading about. Okay, page 181.
On one book, which would it be?
People we meet on vacation.
This is so easy. Yeah. What would you say? What's the book that you hated of all time?
Den of
Well,
Vipers?
Den of Vipers? I guess
No,
that's
it wasn't.
just
It wouldn't be.
I want to be controversial.
I know exactly what it was.
What would
No, you go ahead.
if I had to burn a book?
Oh, that's rude.
I gave it 5 stars, but it should be burned.
Build a stack of books as tall as you are. This is your new friend. Feel free to name it and leave it there for the rest of your life.
No, you didn't. That's just
Is this in the burn pile?
If Becca was here, she'll tell you the same thing, because she DNF'd it. She didn't like it.
What? Enough to burn it? I had to talk about my, look at this shelf, isn't it neat thing, and you were not here for that.
I cannot believe I missed that. That's
I
my
know.
favorite video on the internet.
I know, I also actually have a mermaid shirt on too, and I didn't even show it off, but
I was so upset.
I know, I'm so sorry, we're not here.
Honestly, one of the most.
She's gonna cry! Oh my god! Kristen. She was the gatekeeper. Girl boss. Okay, so a few things. I am falling asleep. It's pretty late here. I think it's like 4 a.m. at this point. And I'm tired. I was really gonna try to soldier through and just finish this book, and I'm really close to the end. I'm on page like 235, but I've been laying here and I keep falling asleep and dreaming wildly different things than this book. And I'm so tired. I keep dreaming about work. I keep dreaming about, just like random stuff. And I cannot get further down on a page before falling asleep again. So I think I may have to call it for tonight, get some rest, and try to get through it. But I was right. I had a theory about a character, and I was right. Also, I wanted to say the character names are also pretty fun. It's not like every single one has a meaning, but I like that Aloe is like a soothing presence. And, Bitter is a lot more bitter about this whole environment and justice and whatnot. And then we have, certain different characters like Miss Virtue and Vengeance and stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I don't know what Alex is supposed to stand for, but yeah. Anyway, I'm still really enjoying it. I'm just really tired. Didn't order anything, so I assumed that maybe somebody sent me something, so I figured I would unbox it. Ooh. Okay. Oh. You know what? It is a book, This is from work. This is our like management structure book. So never mind. It's slightly less exciting than I thought it was gonna be. Okay, it's slightly later, and I actually found more things to haul. I just saved a baby bird, I think, from maybe dying. We found a baby bird that was just sitting in the middle of the grass near another baby bird that was chirping, and I think that they both fell out of their nest. So I know you're not supposed to really touch them, so we tried to basically take like a net and just push them out to be at least near each other. That was kind of like hidden in long grass, so they weren't going to be prey to like bigger birds or other predators and stuff like that. So trying to be a nice person, I'm hoping I did the right thing. I don't know the rules on moving birds and stuff like that, but yeah. Anyway, I found some things to haul because I realized that some people definitely sent me things, and I always put off opening them until I can do like a video or something, just so I have an easy outlet to like thank those people, which is stupid. I can just thank them. I don't know why I am the way I am, but yeah, thanks in advance. Let's open something. Okay, oh, Exhalation! Oh my god, by Ted Chiang! This is a nice cover too. It's like a very smooth finish. This doesn't have a note in it, unfortunately, so this kind of backfired on me. I can't thank anyone now. It's been so long, I have no idea who this is from. But if you sent me Ted Chiang's Exhalation, thank you. I love this book. This is fantastic. I can't wait to reread this. If you don't know what that is. Oh my god! It's iron gold! Oh my god! Oh my god! Ah, this is what happens when you open your mail? Oh my god, this is amazing! I think my camera died while I was filming that, but I got a note. It said, "Hi Rach, thank you so much for joining me in reading Jade City and bringing all the wits and humor into the live show. It's always a fun time with you, and it only felt fitting to send this one your way from Mel." So this is from Mel Reads. Thank you. Oh my god. This is such a great book! Oh my god. I'm so happy. Mel and Gavin and Sid and I went and did the Jade City live show back in January, so you can tell it's been a long time since I got this package, so I feel really bad I didn't open it till now. But thank you so much, Mel. Oh my god. I actually just hauled Golden Sun and Morningstar finally, and now I finally have the continuation of the series, so this is amazing. Thank you so much. Last thing I have is this box, and I know already what it is. It says time sensitive, and it says, oh my god, this is Amanda Rach Lee on it, and oh my god, I already know this is from Christine. Thank you, I'm sorry. This is so beautiful. Oh my god. Christine, you spoil me. And not just with shoes that aren't intended for me. This is so pretty.
Oh my god! I come from here. Where do you come from? My mom's vagina!
I caved and went to Panera. We have nothing to eat at home, so we went to Panera. Hi, I need to give you an update about what's going on with Bookopolathon. As you can tell, it is nighttime by the reflection of my ring light in my glasses, but here's my update. Basically this morning I finished Bitter, and to be honest, I don't know why, it just didn't really hit that well for me. I enjoyed the beginning of it for sure, and I guess as it progressed, I was interested to see what was going to happen next, but I kind of predicted what was going to happen pretty early on. As you could have told from earlier in this vlog, I had an idea about a certain character, and it was 100% correct. It was just very, very slow going. Like the concepts of, you know, what is right and what is wrong from an adult's point of view, but through the mouthpiece of teenagers. So none of the characters really spoke in ways that I would expect any teens to ever talk in. And they were very, very mature for their age. Like they would just say like, oh, my miscommunication with you is the reason for the outlash that we're currently experiencing. And they'll talk about like being on the front lines and then have a disagreement, but they'll like very quickly just talk it out. And hey, it's healthy communication. It's not like I don't like that, but I just kind of feel like the conflict in this story is a little
bizarre, and there's like a lot of social unrest, so it's interesting to see that being at the front and center of this story. But I don't know, I kind of feel like it was really, really heavy-handed, so if there was anything that you were supposed to glean from the way the characters behaved, there's not a lot of depth to it, really. It's just very front and center. Yeah, I don't know, just like super heavy-handed in my opinion. So for me, I thought it was fine, but I gave it like 2 stars, which seems so harsh, but genuinely for me, 2 stars is just an okay book, and to me, it was kind of just okay. But I figured because the next roll drop thing included the prompt for an audiobook, I would pick a different book, so I didn't just read this one for the whole Bookopolathon. So I ended up picking You Still Look the Same, which was from Libro FM. I got an advanced listener copy, so I listened to that. It's a collection of poems about life, the experience of like losing a parent, and being an adult and growing up. And so there was a prompt for spooky vibes, so I picked a book for that. Let me go get it. Okay, so you've probably seen me reading this at some point during the vlog already, but I'm reading Lighthouse Witches. This is the Winer's Book Club pick, and I've been looking for a way to squeeze it in. We're actually going to have our live show on Monday, and I'm going to be flying to Florida on Monday for work, and then discussing this in my hotel room. I'm really early in on it. I'm only on page 24 at this point. A few things. I kind of feel like the characters' names are kind of basic. It's Luna, Sapphire, and Clover. And there's a moment where they actually introduce themselves and like, my name's Luna and it means moon, and my name's Clover, like the clover. They're stuck in this environment with this lighthouse, and they apparently are just gonna live here for a while the mother paints a mural. And she's looking at the mural and she's like, are these like swastikas? Like, am I working for a Nazi right now? I assume that it's this picture, but she was handed this thing and they were like, draw this. I don't know why. Maybe I had the misconceived notion from like elementary school that when someone commissions you to do a mural, you make it up yourself, because I feel like in elementary school, whenever we did like a group mural, everyone would go on and paint their own thing. So there'd be like an anime eye over here and then like a dolphin over there. So maybe that's just me. But that kind of surprised me. Anyway, wow, what a bitch. This girl, like the older daughter, she's 15, so of course she's in like that sullen phase of her life where she's just like, oh my god, I hate my mom, she's so annoying, I wish that I could just go and live with somebody else, and there's no McDonald's or KFC on this stupid island. That's the kind of thing that when you read about it, you feel like this is pretty realistic. Ugh. So I feel like it makes more sense than something where the character is just a mouthpiece for what the author wants to tell you for their themes and their messages. So you know, I wouldn't say that like, oh, I'm enjoying it so much more for that reason, but I think it's at least like a good point that, you know, they're all acting in different ways. There's some difference in the characterization of these different people that we're reading about, and you know, I'm interested to see what the whole mystery is with this thing, and if somebody actually is a wildling. Luna, I think, is going to be the main character after a while, because currently we're in the mother's perspective, and then I guess after 22 years, then Luna, which is the middle kid, the middle child, she comes back to this island because I think everybody else in the family, this little nuclear family, disappeared. Yeah, I'm gonna fold this gigantic pile of laundry behind me and get back to this before going to sleep, because got a, not really an early day tomorrow, but trying to fix my sleep schedule, so I'm gonna try to get up early, maybe make some strawberry lemonade from scratch, and then have an event during the day. So yeah, alright, cool, I'll see you in my next update. Okay, time for an update at last. It's been a very rough, hot day. It is so hot. I went to this event this morning with my family, and it's like a charity walking, like walkathon basically. We ended up like really, really close to the finish line, and it's just walking. It's not like you get a prize. It's just like you're raising money for charity. And oh my god, it was so hot that we ended up kind of bailing and going inside of this enormous mall really close by and just chilling for a little bit. We're all just like so exhausted. We had nothing, like barely any water. I had like a soda that I was just using for heat, like to, you know, heat excess runoff.
And it was just so hot. I mean, we made it like literally like 95% of the way there, but it was just way too hot to do that today. 90-something degrees in New Jersey for the first time this spring. Like, no thank you. Please don't do that to me ever again. After that, we went and grabbed some ice cream from this place called Polar Bear Ice Cream. It was really good. I ended up with the campfire s'mores flavor. I was thinking about this Rich and Famous, but it ended up just kind of being like an amalgamation of like cookie dough and brownies and stuff. And usually I don't really go for that stuff in my ice cream. I want like a specific flavor, but it was really good. But I definitely fell asleep in the car, came back and just did some yard work. And I'm finally in the like space to start packing for my trip. But let's talk about Bookopoly for once in this vlog. The roll drop thing for reading a book with water worked out for me because I really wanted to pick up Taste of Marrow, which is the second book in the American Hippo series by Sarah Gailey. I read River of Teeth pretty recently, like a month ago, a little bit less than that, and it was really, really good. And I'm really excited to read the second one. Their novellas are really short, and they pack a punch. They're really good. So I'm really excited to continue on with it and like finish out this duology. And it definitely has water on the cover because it all takes place in the bayou. So there's a marsh right there on the cover. Speaking of water, don't forget to hydrate. Oh my god. I'm dying. Okay. Anyway, I tried doing the scroll feed prompts where you just scroll through, but I don't know, I guess my feed is overpowered by things that are not books. So on both Instagram and Twitter, I didn't see anything, and I was scrolling for like a good period of time and I just didn't see anything. I did not make it to Goodreads because I just honestly think at this point, like, I'm not going to make it for the rest of this like continuation of the readathon if I picked up an additional book. But really good news, my hold for the Lighthouse Witches just came in for the audiobook, and if you know me, you know I prefer audio, so I'm excited that it finally came in, because I'm only like maybe 50-ish pages into the physical book at this point. I got like 300-ish pages to go, and I'm living on a prayer. I need some help. Thank God my audiobook came in. I could finish it hopefully tonight, if not tomorrow. Most likely it's going to be tomorrow on my flight. Just in general, even if I don't get every single one of these prompts done and everything, this was just such a good motivation. And sometimes I think I forget that readathons are there to motivate you to read. It's not so you like stress yourself out and pick up like 50 books you didn't mean to, but it's to get your books read that you actually want to read or that you need to read for like book club or something. So I'm excited I actually got a lot done over the course of this, I guess, vlog and this weekend. But yeah, I've started both Taste of Marrow and Lighthouse Witches and made some okay progress on both of them. So I'll get back to you when I have some more concrete thoughts to share with you. All right, cheers.
Cubers, my old friend, we meet again. My head is killing me, but I'm almost done with Taste of Marrow, at least. This is what happens when I don't sleep.
Okay, I took some children's Tylenol because I can't chew pills and I hate chewing gel capsules, so I took some children's Tylenol. It's very effective and I feel a lot better, I think. I haven't tried standing up yet. Let me try doing that. Okay, alert the media. I have stood up and I'm fine. I'm packing, as you can see. I need to grab my work stuff still and other accoutrements, but basically I am in the packing phase of tonight. I am not the young woman I once was, apparently, because I guess just staying up till like 6 a.m. the other night absolutely like killed me. I had to lay down for a while today, but also I wasn't doing myself any favors like being dehydrated and stuff, so whatever. I'm living every book lover's dream, trying to decide, like, which books do I take with me on my, like, 4-day trip that's gonna be spent working. And I know I need to take the Lighthouse Witches with me because I'm not done with it yet. I need to read it for the live show tomorrow. Taste of Marrow, I'm this close to being done, so I'm probably not gonna take it with me. I'm just gonna give it to my dad because I know he wants to read it. And, I don't know what else to bring. I think maybe The Burning God I'm gonna bring with me. So I'll have to crack that baby open physically, and yeah, I don't know what else to bring with me. I think there was going to be audiobooks, and I'm just going to bring like Sudoku puzzles or something to do while I'm listening. I managed to fix a lot of my technical difficulties from the other night, so I also will be bringing my laptop and hopefully putting together some vlogs and other material for you guys. So, I don't want to promise anything, because you know what happens. I don't want to break that promise to either of us, but I'm hoping that I'll have a little bit of time in the evenings. Brought some like sweatpants and stuff to basically go back to my hotel room after work every day and just go and chill and edit and work on some stuff. So hopefully I'll have content out to you for once. So let me just briefly go over everything that I read for Bookopolathon. First off, I read Bitter by Kweke Emezi. I read this for the short book prompt. I also kind of squeezed it into the gods prompt because there are angels, and it's also a young adult book. And I read You Still Look the Same, which was an audio arc that I got from Libro FM, and so that one counted for the audiobook prompt. Kind of skipped over the one with the color in the name because I just could not find anything that I could feasibly read during this weekend for that prompt, and I also skipped over the feed prompt. But I did pick up Taste of Marrow for the water prompt, and I have a little bit left to go on that one, but I think that one's probably going to be my highest rating out of this collection of books that I have read for this weekend. Bitter was kind of disappointing for me. A few things I didn't touch on before, but there was an insta-love thing that I was aware of from the first book, but I was expecting a little bit more. And then instead, like, the characters within like 3 days are just like, I love you and I would do anything for you. And I'm like, why? You guys are kind of dysfunctional. The characters kind of served as the mouthpiece for the author's message, but in very heavy-handed ways. I kind of wish there was a little bit more depth, some more symbolism, and like something more to chew on like you had with Pet. I loved Pet. I still would recommend it to lots of people, but I guess with Bitter, it's not like I didn't like it, but for me it was just a very okay sequel. I wouldn't really necessarily recommend it together with Pet. I think Pet is a very complete story on its own, and there are a couple little hooks that make you interested to read Bitter. That's why I was so highly anticipating it and so excited for it, but unfortunately for me, I guess it didn't really scratch that itch, although I'm sure other readers will feel differently. With You Still Seem the Same, I read that one very quickly. It's a collection of poems, and I liked it. I felt like it was good, but I'm not very good at assessing poems by audio, so it's me kind of shooting myself in the foot for choosing that one and to read it that way, but I liked it. Unfortunately, I guess I didn't retain very much from it, so I don't really want to rate it because there weren't really any particular lines that really stuck with me, so I think I'm okay just leaving that one generally unrated. Taste of Marrow I'm not done with yet, but I can tell it's not going to be quite the same as River of Teeth. It's just really good. I really loved it, and Taste of Marrow, I'm enjoying seeing all the characters that I love again, but it's really different because I think with River of Teeth you knew that they were going in with this caper, or this operation rather, and they were going to go and release these feral hippos from this area that they were secluded in for this job that they were hired for, and that was the mission. So it was like you had a mission, everybody was going to go out, you had to collect all the people in this, like, you know, Ocean's 11 type of way. And then this one is more like picking up the pieces in the aftermath of what happened in the first book. So, you know, with what happened at the end, there's still like some tension between the different characters and what's happening here. But I think mostly it's like, we got to get everybody back together, make sure everybody's okay, and like it's, I don't know. I just kind of feel like this could have been like looped in as sort of an epilogue situation from River of Teeth. I think it's kind of feeling like more like a 3-ish star in my mind. So hopefully, you know, I'll still enjoy it. Maybe it'll be something that really surprises me by the end of it. The other book that I had picked up for this readathon for the spooky vibes prompt was the Lighthouse Witches, which I'm still working on, and I'm reading this for the Winers Book Club. I'm liking it more, I think, with the two, or at least two. I think I've seen 3 perspectives so far, but with the like 1990 something perspective versus the 2021 perspective, I'm liking the modern one more, and I like kind of seeing that perspective of this one of the kids that grew up and having to like deal with the fact that her sister was found, but now she's a little kid, which is weird because she's supposed to be 29 and she's like 7. I'm curious if the other sister's going to show up, if the mother's going to show up, because apparently she abandoned them. So I don't know if that's actually true. Case of like technically an unreliable narrator, just because this protagonist and the daughter doesn't really know like why certain things happened and what happened to everybody. So I think she was told that her mom abandoned her, and she's just like, okay, I guess I'll go deal with that trauma for the rest of my life. Okay, thanks. But I wonder what really happened. I don't know. There's still some problems in the modern day because she and her boyfriend are living separately because he proposed and she was like, no, thank you. And meanwhile, then she finds her sister. And it's like, okay, what the heck? We're gonna have to put the marriage stuff on hold because we gotta go deal with that happening over there. So yeah, I am enjoying it. I'm hoping that I will finish Taste. I'll finish Taste of Marrow tonight, I'm pretty sure, while I'm finishing up the little bits of packing, and then I am sure I will finish Lighthouse Witches probably tomorrow on my flight. So exciting.
Back at it again for the outro, but I actually am just extending this vlog a tiny bit to talk about what happened with the Lighthouse Witches. So I managed to continue reading this after Bookopolathon had ended for an additional day because I was going on a plane for a business trip, so I managed to read pretty much the whole thing on the plane, and I definitely had some thoughts about that, which are more explained in full during our Winers Book Club live show that was on my channel. But essentially, it's not like I had a bad time with it, but I also just had like a what the fuck kind of time with it because so many things happened in it that just they just did not make a lot of sense. Like, so many of the characters acted completely unhinged, and it's just like when you find out what the actual twist is with this whole thing, it's so bizarre. There's a moment, I will try not to spoil anything for you, so there's a moment where a person performs really like random surgery on somebody because they need their bones. So, like, they cut this person open, and they claim to be a surgeon, but, like, they just, like, take her ribs and then leave. He's just like, oh, he took my ribs. He just has my ribs. And he's just, like, walking away with them clacking in his hands. And she's like, those are my ribs. Oh my god, he took my ribs. And then she just, like she has apparently, like, a fist-size hole in her wherever he took the ribs from. To me, this is totally not true. But I was just imagining, like, she has no rib cage at all anymore. So I was like, how is she still alive? I don't understand. And at that point, it's like, how does she escape from where she is? Because if this person's doing this to her, she has to leave, right? So she's like, oh my god, he took this thing, I gotta get out of here. So I'm like, did she just like roll away?
As you wish.
Oh, my sweet Wesley, what have I done? Ow! Oh! 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 Oh!
How does she escape? And she sees this person who just like, she follows them. I have no idea how. Again, is she crawling on the floor, or is she just, you know, I don't know, doing a handstand and like walking away? But she follows this little boy who makes a jump, and she's just like, I'll go after him, and she just jumps in after him, and she's like saved a little while later. Like, oh my god, that made no sense. There's also like a little girl who they're like, is she actually a wildling or not? And she's the younger sister that was found. And she also is so unhinged. Maybe she's a wildling, or maybe she's just like has PTSD. We don't know. But she acts up all the time, and she'll like try to like flood the whole house, which is bad. She has like this beloved stuffed animal that she finally got back, and then she like cuts it open, and they're like, oh my god, why'd you do that? And she's like, he needed to die. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's happening? And when you see it all connect in the end, you're just like, okay, so like just like unhinged behavior. Cool. Weirdly enough, even though it was not an easy to see twist, I actually did see the plot twist coming from like chapter 3. I think it was just like a random thought I had where I was like, what if it's that? And then it was that, but it just took like 20 something chapters to get there. So for me, I wasn't as excited to see the plot twist happen, I mean, I guess I was kind of like, huh, I was right, but I wasn't as, like, blown away. And for me, I really like to be super surprised by a plot twist, but for it all to fit together. So not a plot twist purely for the sake of shock, but something that still does shock me. So I feel like, whoa, I did not think of that. That's really cool. And unfortunately, I didn't really get that out of this. Instead, it was just like, everybody is acting so wild right now, and I don't know why. And then, of course, we have that line that's like, forgiveness is a kind of... Well, now I can't say it, because then that would be a spoiler. I can't even talk about this book. It would spoil everything. If you don't care about getting this book spoiled for you, go watch our live show. It was really fun, to be honest, and we go into all the detail of all those spoilery type of things that happened. I think everyone else rated the book a little bit higher than me. I ended up giving it something like a 2.5 star just because I wasn't like super impressed with the book. I didn't feel like it was like a really, really good time for me. I thought it was more than okay, but it wasn't really like something I would recommend necessarily. But I know that the other whiners had a bit of a better time with it. I think something between like 3 and 4.5 stars for certain people. So to each their own. Some people enjoy books a little bit more than others. But we did discuss that. That was a fun time. And then I went on to Florida to do work. I read some other things that I think I'm going to be including in a different vlog. So I'm going to wrap up this Bookopolathon vlog right here. Thanks for watching this. Let me know if you participated in Bookopolathon, by the way, and which books you read for each of the prompts, because I'm always interested to see how people make that work when it's so spur of the moment. Make sure that you like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that bell if you want to see every time that I post a new video. And that's it for me. I'm Rachel. This is Let Me in the Library, and I'll see you next time. Bye.